Life Setting Sutra. So we are here up to here. From relishing, taking delight, blinking, and having the blinking remain calm, and unwillingness to let go with a repeated wish. May I never part from these dear and delightful forms. This is what I mean by craving, cause, appropriation. Such wishing gives rise to rebirth, producing action by means of the body, speech and mind. This is what I mean by appropriation, cause, becoming. The formation of the five aggregates born from such action is what is meant by becoming, cause, birth. The maturation of the development of the aggregates forms from birth and their disintegration. It is what meant by birth, cause, aging and death. Thus, these 12 fold dependent arising, which come from several different causes and from several different conditions, is neither permanent nor impermanent, is neither compounded nor uncompounded. It is not without any cause or condition, is not an experiencer, and is not something exhaustible, something destructible, or something that ceases as proceed from time immemorial without interruptions, like the flow of a river. The 12-fold dependent arising, which come from several different causes and from several different conditions, is the same, right? Double. Oh, okay. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These are 12 links. We are talking about wheel of life. Okay. So it's like samsara, like so. 12-fold dependent arising, which come from several different causes and from several different conditions, is neither permanent nor impermanent. Is neither compounded nor uncompounded. Is not without any cause or condition. Is not an experiencer, and is not something exhaustible, something destructible, or something that sees as indeed proceed from the immemorial without interruption, like the flow of river. Nevertheless, there are four links that serve as the cause for assembling this which fold dependent arising. What four links? Namely, ignorance, craving, karma, and consciousness. This one. This is Sutra, I'm reading Life Setting Sutra. Okay, now. We come here, this picture, we are here, number 8. Dependent arising, 8 number, Number 1, ignorance. Number 2 is karmic formation. Number 3 is consciousness. Number 4 is name and form. Number 50 is 6 senses. Number 6 is contact. Number 7 is feeling. Number 8 is craving. Okay. 9 is grasping. Number 10 is becoming. Number 11 is birth. 12 is aging and death. So this is what we call 12 links of interdependent origination. Now we are here up to number 8. So this is, you see the painting, in this painting, it is, you see that man is drinking beer. That's number 8, craving. So that means sometimes the pain, drinking something, like alcohol or beer, right? And so it can be drinking, eating, or whatever, doesn't matter. This is, we call it desire. So desire. So we we have, generally speaking, 3 poisons, right? In this link, we are talking about 3 poisons, which creates samsara, So it's ignorance, desire, and anger. So His Holiness said, when we talk about desire, there are different types of desire, different types of anger, different types of ignorance. So it means His Holiness make 3 different types of desire. If something from the beginning is very weak desire, at the middle, it's desire growing, not that it's stronger, but it's growing, process of growing, and then strong desire. So he make 3 different types of desire, So he give example like when we go to supermarket, right? So we see all these objects. So we have to see all these beautiful objects. And so there's desire starting, And then secondly, then you decided, oh, I want to buy this, that. And then it grows the desire. Right? Then third, then I want to buy this packet or whatever. And then you buy this object and pay the money, and then you say it belongs to me, So then it's strong desire. So there are 3 different types of desire, beginning, middle, and end. It will become stronger because it belongs to you. So similarly, anger also have 3 different types of anger. Start beginning not that strong, right? Have little bit anger, something is like that. And then you are thinking, how does this person hurt me, it's so mean to me, or thinking like this, it will grow, grow. And then eventually, and it became very strong, it turned into the hatred. So I should revenge or retaliate, something like that. So His Holiness said, appearance ever handing, So emotions are different, Beginning weak, at the middle, then a process of growing, at the end it becomes very strong, and then anger turning into the hatred, retaliate, revenge, like that. So here we are talking about it's just beginning of the desire, So it's like it means when you first when you first get some beer, right? Some beer, and you are just starting to drink beer, not right? Just drinking first cup and just touching it, just taking the first taste at the very beginning, beginning that beer. Later, after that, you think, oh, this is good beer, this is good beer, and something like that. And then you feel kind of like pleasant, pleasant. Then you have pleasant feeling, oh, so you start with beer, right? Oh, this is good. Then you have pleasant feeling. And then after that, you need more, right? You more. And then you need more again. That's the craving, what we are talking about here, craving. That's the desire, which is desire, craving. So in the picture you see people drinking beer. So that's And next, now you see this in the picture, that monkey, monkey is trying to get for the fruit in the picture. The monkey, there's tree, fruit, so he's trying to get the fruit. So that is grasping now, grasping. So that means that person, now desire become more stronger, right? So first you taste one cup of beer, 2, 3, you feel pleasant again, right? Then you want more and more, right? So now you want more and more. It means monkey grabbing the fruit is grasping. So that is that. So a person stay sitting in his chair, chair in his house. So he's sitting in his chair in his house, and he has to up and go out to beer and to get some. So he's sitting there in the house. So he have to stand up to get the beer. Right? Not only thinking, now he's sitting on the chair and thinking, I need beer, But you have to stand up and go to the shop and buy the beer. So that's like monkey, that's like thinking and sitting and thinking, I want good beer, has no good beer, but has to go there in the shop and buy the beer. And that is what meant by monkey trying to grab the fruit, sitting there and thinking, I want that fruit, right? He's actually up and down, and then he go there and pick up the fruit. So that is what we call the grasping. So craving, grasping, both is desire. The grasping is stronger than craving, which is always mentioned about weak at the beginning, then it grew and then became stronger, then it is grasping. So that is number 9, right? Number 9. Now you see the number 10, which is woman is pregnant woman. So pregnant woman. It could be pregnant woman. So this is saying that so that means remember we have 12 links, right? Motivated by ignorance. If motivated by ignorance, then we always create the karma. So when we create the karma, right, good, bad, karma, it should be planted. We have something to plant a seed. So that is consciousness. The thinking, that, so that will carry the karma, karmic seed. So that is, so when we plant the karmic from the karmic formation, we plant the karmic seed. Whatever we plant karmic seed will become the fully ripened karma, which is the pregnant woman, which is baby fully developed inside the mother's womb. The karma is fully ripened, now ready to produce the karma. Whatever you created karma, right? From the second link, the karmic, so you plant this karmic seed, right? And then fertilizing by craving and grasping, fertilizing, making stronger and stronger. And then it became fully ripened karma, like pregnant woman. So baby developed 9 months inside the mother womb, but not yet born, right? ready to produce, give the birth. So that is karma, fully wrapped karma. Second link, karmic seed. That seed became wrapped. It's like fruit seed and now fruit wrapped. So that's that's the 10th link, right? 10. So now we have this that ignorance, right? Motivated by ignorance. So now ignorance, there are different types of ignorance, okay? Like Indian master, quite complicated. Asanga, there is an explanation of ignorance. So here, this is the more ignorance. Indian master, Atisha. So, and Nagarjuna, Indian master, fundamental wisdom, 26th chapter, is all a 12 links, according to Atisha. And Indian master Nagarjuna, Indian master Atisha? Master Atisha, Indian master, came to Tibet, 11th century. Stayed there 16 years in Tibet, spread Dharma. And Nagarjuna was early. So his Indian master Atisha gave analogy, example of the first. He said this. In this picture we have pig, right? Pig. So the pig of ignorance. The pig of ignorance because of confusion. So that pig of ignorance is the root of the samsara. It confuses our life. Right? Root around and dig up the nice clean grass. Pig like mess, always digging, Even they are beautiful, beautiful fruit or beautiful lawn, instead of make a big mess, dig. That's like ignorance. So I want to read this Atisha's quotation. The pig of ignorance, because of confusions, root around and digs up the nice clean grass. It isn't attached to place like pure lands, but take delight where there is dirt. It smacks, it lives in the filthy mire, and even though its owner will surely kill it, the pig of ignorance is deceived by him without any effort escape. It enjoys the fat of barley, leaves, and turnips. That's ignorance. Looks like. So here they imagine imagine Atisha. This is Atisha's explanation. Imagine lovely, well-kept lawn. A pig arrives and makes itself at home. It begins to root around with its snout. In no time it has ruined the lawn completely and destroyed whatever was growing here. That's like, as long as we are under the influence of ignorance, not knowing what's going inside the mind, not knowing right, wrong, good, bad, then we are like that making big mess. So that like Atisha says that now he said that our ethical discipline is like a loan. That loan is like beautiful loan. Is our discipline, moral discipline is the foundation of all our things. To survive, to be happy, you must have this moral discipline, which is like beautiful loan. And the pig, like our confusion regarding the connection with not understanding cause and effect, not understanding karma. So that's like pig is not understanding. The pig rooting around with it's not resemble the way we destroy our ethical discipline. It means we destroy our own happiness. Nobody wants to destroy our own happiness, right? So it means not understanding because of the confusion mind or disturbing emotion mind. We are not achieving what we want. If I ask you, everybody want happiness, we want happiness, nobody wants pain and suffering. But we are not receiving happiness and receiving more pain and suffering. That is confused by ignorance. That like that. Through careless, confused negative actions, these make it impossible for good qualities to develop because they can only grow in the fertile earth of good ethic, which at the most fundamental level means restraint from the 10 non-virtuous actions. Actions of the body, actions with speech, actions of the mind. So these ethical is destroyed by the ignorance. Now Adisha point out that pig doesn't like clean places. Pig doesn't like clean places. This means similar people under the influence of the ignorance, confusion, they don't like kind of quiet and spiritual, So that's like they only want like distraction of the worldly activities. They think the distraction of worldly activities is fine. But this is like pig didn't like clean places because of the confusion mind and distraction of these worldly activities. And then he gave analogy of the pig's owner, right? Pig's owner fatten up the pig. So give the food and become. So it will be ready for slaughter, He didn't know he was going to slaughter. So he slaughtered, but the pig is unsuspecting and rolls around, enjoying the slaughter. It is given without thought of escaping. So he has no idea he was going to kill by this people who are feeding, He's getting fat, Actually he didn't know like this. So this pig is content with circumstances and quite unaware that the very person who is feeding it will one day butcher it. He never had thought like this. This is like Atisha. The benefactor gives his support, so that's one day, so that's Atisha explained about this. To give another example of this ignorance is like a king, And this anger, attachment, like minister, king and minister. Clinging attachment, hostile are his minister. To rid ourselves of the king, we must get rid of the king. If this king, ignorance is the king, clinging and anger is not minister. So that's another example. And so it is greatest important to identify ignorance properly. So what is ignorance according to this Nagarjuna 26th chapter, which is whole chapter from beginning to the end, is 12 links. How if we study this chapter, this will understand you samsara very clearly, and we will recognize how painful is samsara. Whole from chapter beginning to the end, it's 12 links. And this will give you also understand whole picture of the 12 links, and then it will give you to overcome from this 12 links, this 26th chapter. So Nagarjuna 26th chapter, the ignorance is like obscured by ignorance, existence recall from performing any of three kinds of formative actions through which one goes on to another rebirth. So this ignorance is, so his Nagarjuna viewpoint of ignorance is not understanding the actual reality of yourself. So you don't understand your own reality. You are ignorant. If you understand your reality, then different story, right? So because of you not understanding your reality, that ignorance is called the false way of territorial collection. That will bring all the pain and suffering. In fact, I can say not understanding of the inherent existence of yourself or the inherent existence of phenomena. Right? So that ignorance. So if we have this ignorance, like not the understanding of reality, then this ignorance causes us to create the karma. Right? Because we are not understanding reality of the reality of ourselves or the reality of the mind. So because it confuses our mind. It confuses our mind means it makes our mind distinction, between appearance and the reality. So we are not making appearance is going to one side and reality is going to the other side. So that means it split our reality. So until we make this appearance and reality oneness, one test, then that means whatever appears to your mind is reality. What appearance becomes reality. Because you make appearance and reality one test, oneness. You cannot split appearance and reality. So that is through understanding of the dependent arising, through understanding of the reality of yourself. Because we have not understanding of this right reality, so appearance are 90% and only 10% reality. Right? We can make 50-50 too, right? 50 reality, 50 appearance. But when under the influence of ignorance, so the appearance or misconception exaggerate from your mind, and in 90% we are unable to see the reality. Appearance dominate your mind. You know what I mean? Appearance. Something appears, then you believe, oh, it is appeared from the no cause, no condition. It's just objectively existence. You hold some kind of like solid, concrete. Just it comes from the side of the object. Nothing to do with me. You know? For example, like when somebody makes me angry, you know, nothing wrong with me. All anger is created by the object, that object, but which is not true. You know? Why it is not true? Because you can see certain people make you angry, and not everybody makes you angry. Certain people make you angry all the time. Not everybody makes you angry. Right? So everybody is not your enemy. Right? So you have to make friends. But certain people make you angry, so they have to ask question, why certain people make you angry? Not other people not making you angry. So that means, according to Buddhists, right, then karma, karmic connection. Somebody, you create this karma. So therefore, also that's the Nagarjuna taken that then because of this ignorance, then we create physical actions of the body, speech and mind. So then all this happened, all samsara started. As long as we are influenced by this ignorance. But not necessarily we can minimize the ignorance. Like even you stay in samsara, people who have understanding of Dharma are very different. Like you stay in samsara, but they are not influenced by samsara. You know what I mean? If you study 12 links, so you know the samsara, but you live in the samsara, but you are not influenced by samsara. You know what samsara means. You know, samsara is something. So that is also. Now here through the ignorance, right? Ignorance, there are different types of ignorance. Yeah, generally speaking, two types of ignorance. Ignorance of reality and ignorance of law of cause and effect. Two. Understanding karma will dispel the ignorance of law of cause and effect. Understanding dependent arising emptiness dispel the ignorance of reality. So all come to these two, ignorance of reality and ignorance of law of cause and effect. But first, to understand the ignorance of reality, we must have foundation of the foundation to understand what is the meaning of ignorance of law of cause and effect. And then we apply the antidote and dispel that ignorance, and then we will start working with understanding the ignorance of reality and dispel the ignorance of reality. So that's the. Sometimes we call it false view of transitory recollection. False view of transitory recollection for yourself and others. So your false view of transitory recollection is your root of samsara. If I look Venerable Samtala and I believe Venerable Samtala is 5 aggregates, false view of transitory recollection, it is not root cause of samsara for me. Venerable Samtala, I'm looking at his body and mind, appears to your mind, my mind inherently, that is false view of truth recollection, others. But it's not root cause of my false view of truth recollection. Root cause of my samsara is my aggregate, the body and mind. I hold this my body and mind to be inherently. So that's false view of truth recollection, root cause of samsara. So we have to distinguish false view of truth recollection, yourself and others. Is this enough tonight? What's this?
Keep going if you want.
So 12 links, so we are studying this, right? It's combined with Four Noble Truths, fundamental, is the foundation teaching of the Buddhists, all the Buddhist study, right? No matter who, Theravada, Mahayana, these all 12 links of interdependent origination and Four Noble Truths are the foundation of all the Buddhist teaching. So must have understanding of the Four Noble Truths on the basis of 12 links of interdependent origination. And then we have whole picture of the samsara. So it is like ignorance, and then you know how samsara created. And then you thinking and meditating, and you don't like staying inside this samsara. Because somebody taking your life all the time, because this is this is everybody has this monster, we call monster, Lord of Death or something like that. He's taking our life 24 hours. It's a nice poem by Buddha here. It's my poem by Buddha. Everybody has this monster, Everybody has this monster. This demon every day has that monster. Everybody, he or she with us all the time with us. Everybody has that monster, and that monster from the very beginning of our lives try to eat us. That monster try to eat us. So how he start to eat us from the beginning. When he finish eating us, this is the time we die. How does he eat us, Buddha, how does he eat us? We don't know. We don't know when will he eat. We don't know. He is eating anyway. We don't know, but he is eating. You don't know, but he makes you, older and older. He makes you older and older and older, and he eats your health quickly, eats your youth, eats your health. He eats and eats and eats until sometimes the strength of the body finish, then he finish. We have this monster all the time, whether with us. It is our nature in samsara. It is what our nature, we cannot avoid this nature. We have we have it all the time, and that nature finish us. So that nature start in finishing samsara. Okay, thank you.